Hey guys, so I'm here today to talk about ADHD. What ADHD means is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. And I kind of like self-diagnosed myself, not saying that I'm anybody to talk about this like subject or anything, but I didn't really put much attention to it or thought about me personally having it because I was just kind of like, this is normal, like, like I'm just a normal person. I have ADHD. I think I haven't gotten treated or anything, and I don't think I want to get it treated or have any medication for it because I feel fine. So this is a really good book, honestly, because it showed me a lot of things, and it's a pretty easy book. It's a very, very small book. I did not manage to finish reading it because I just don't want to. But it's really cool to kind of glance at, take a peek on like little things. So I'm going to kind of give you a little breakthrough on what it is. Honestly, this book really just helps you kind of understand if you do or don't. So let's get to it. There's this page right here saying, can you relate? And I'm going to read this to y'all so you can see if you can relate or somebody else that you know can relate to this too. Do you usually have a hard time sitting still at your desk? Yes, I do. Do you constantly interrupt people or intrude on others when they are talking? All the time. Do people tell you that you talk too much, or do you get in trouble for talking a lot? Yes, I always used to. Do you often get too hyper and find it hard to calm down? I'm kind of naturally hyper. Do other kids frequently avoid you or tell you that they don't want to be around you? That's so rude. Okay. Do you tend to race through things such as schoolwork or eating dinner? I used to. Are you apt to daydream when you are supposed to be listening to the teacher? Oh, yes, all the time. Is it hard for you to concentrate on tasks, especially those that are not very interesting to you? All the time. Oh my God, it's starting to get dark outside. I guess this light will have to. Is your desk, locker, or bedroom really messy? Actually, my room is the cleanest it's ever been. I just can't seem to organize like the top part, but I kind of cleaned my room today. So my car is though. Do you find that school or homework is usually boring? Oh my goodness, I should be studying right now, but what am I doing? Does it seem like you have been struggling in school since day one? Always. Does it feel like you're always getting into trouble at home and at school? If you answered yes to more than a few of these, more of the few above questions, you might have ADHD. However, there could be other things going on that are causing these difficulties, such as stress, anxiety, depression, hearing or vision problems, or a learning disability. This is not difficulties. This is literally like my life. Okay. I don't think it's difficult. Okay. If you are having problems, don't ignore them. Talk to your parents about your concerns and don't be afraid to seek help from a doctor or a mental health professional. I would have been so happy to have this when I was little, but I just freaking discovered this book, and this book has literally been just like, I've been telling everybody to like read this book. It's a really good book. I mean, I didn't finish reading it, but like, it's nice. I'm also going to show you the other types of ADHD that there is, okay? So, ADHD affects people in different ways. One person may have trouble with inattentiveness, but is not hyperactive or impulsive, while someone else shows sign of hyperactivity, yet is not easily distracted. Usually though, hyperactivity and impulsiveness go hand in hand. The APA has identified 3 subtypes of ADHD: inattentive type, hyperactive impulsive type, and a combined type, a mix of symptoms from inattentive and hyperactive impulsive. Inattentive type. Inattentive type is characterized by an inability to concentrate on a particular task or pay attention. Kids with this kind of ADHD may tune out other people, especially when they are bored, and may miss important directions from a teacher or a parent. They may be easily distracted and move quickly. From one activity to the next, homework and other chores may not get finished. They often rush through assignments and make careless mistakes. That is me 100%, okay? Anything boring does not catch my attention, and I'm easily like, bump, done. Like, I move on. Because a person's attention is not always focused on the job at hand, someone with an attentive type ADHD may be labeled as a lazy, a slacker, or a daydreamer. That's what happened to 14-year-old Lily. This is what she says. I would be in class taking notes and starting to think about other stuff, like how cool the leaves were on the tree outside. True. I would never focus in school. Like, there would be things that you were writing on the like the whiteboard or whatever, and I would just look at it and like I'm not even there. Unless it's like eye-catching, boom, like I'm on it. Before I knew it, class was over and I had written down more than a sentence or two. I'd have to borrow someone's notes to take home to copy. The worst part was when the teacher would call on me. I didn't know the answer because I didn't hear the question. Everybody would laugh and I would be embarrassed because I knew they were thinking, what a ditz. Man, this was made a long time ago. Who even says ditz? Okay. And actually, Lily is a very smart girl. She gets A's in subjects that hold a special interest for her and in which she gets immediate feedback from her teachers. When I get to do things I love, like art, I can paint for hours, she says. But if I'm bored, like I am in social studies, I shut down. All we ever do is read the book and answer the list of questions at the end of the chapter. It's a real fight to get myself through it. And that's so true. Like, I would eventually have to do it, but it just took so much in me to just kind of concentrate. Sometimes teachers and parents may miss the signs of inattentive ADHD because the child isn't hyperactive or impulsive. And the symptoms most people associate with ADHD, the disorder may go unnoticed for several years. Lily's ADHD wasn't caught until the end of 8th grade, though she had been having problems throughout most of elementary school. I'm 22. I just fucking found out. Okay. And this is the hyperactive impulsive type, okay? Kids with hyperactive impulsive type ADHD tend to have behavioral issues that are more readily seen and disliked by others. The word hyper is Greek for above. Someone who is hyperactive gets excited over or above what is considered normal. Symptoms of hyperactivity include fidgeting, kicking, talking excessively, making noises, getting up and walking around the classroom, and bothering other students. Also, hyperactive children may find it hard to respond to requests from parents and teachers. They may have a difficulty cooperating and compromising with others. This can make working in a small group very challenging. Kids with this type of ADHD may be labeled as stubborn, unable to be disciplined, negative, or rigid. As you grow, you learn to think about the consequences of your actions before you do things, but many kids with hyperactive impulsive ADHD act emotionally younger than their age. They have trouble controlling their impulses or urges. This is known as impulsivity. It may cause someone with ADHD to act or react too quickly. A person might interrupt others to make a point, say something others think is rude, or not wait for his or her turn. Impulsivity may also mean doing something crazy like trying a dangerous skateboarding trick or dare because it sounds fun. Some kids with hyperactive impulsive ADHD are often said to have a quick temper or a short fuse. That's me. It may not happen to everybody. My bad. Sorry. I'm like, okay. Somebody's talking. Almost said something. It may not happen every day, but they can quickly lose control of their emotions when things don't go their way. They throw tantrums, get into fights, or simply pout and sulk. Many times classmates view them as bossy, pushy, or aggressive. Because of this, kids with hyperactive impulsive ADHD may find it hard to keep friends. I'm actually very friendly. Okay, and this is the third type, okay? Combined type ADHD is a mixture of symptoms from both inattentive type and hyperactive impulsive type. Between 50 and 70% of kids with ADHD fit into this category. Me. So, somebody's talking. My body just can't sit still, explains Andrew, who has combined type ADHD. I can pay attention if I'm up and moving around, or I can sit still if I'm not paying attention. But I can't do both things at once. Oh man, I don't know. It takes a lot. I have to distract myself with something so I can be able to do a task. The signs of ADHD, okay? This is another list right here, and I'm going to read it to you, okay? I'm going to go down the inattentive and then the hyper-impulsive type, okay? So to help them diagnose ADHD, health professionals rely on the following guidelines set by American Psychiatric Association. 6 or more symptoms from one of the lists below must be present for at least 6 months before the particular type of ADHD is diagnosed. For combined type of ADHD, a minimum of 6 symptoms from each column must occur for at least 6 months. All right, let's go down the inattentive type. So, I'm gonna just do the numbers with my hands, okay? Because I don't know, okay. So the child often fails to give close attention to details or makes careless mistakes. That's one for me. Often has a hard time keeping his or her attention focused on the task or play. Often easily distracted from his or her work by other things. Frequently does not seem to listen when spoken to, may appear to be daydreaming. Okay, that's 4. I can't keep this finger down. Does not follow through on instructions and fails to finish homework, chores, and activities. Has difficulty organizing tasks and activities. Oh my God, this is me. AF. Often loses things such as books, assignments, toys, and school supplies. I heard a saying that I really think is me. I lack object permanence. That is me. That means I can't keep shit around at all. I have bought the cutest sweaters, big freaking things, and I freaking lose them. Oh, I dropped my lipstick. I lose things all the time, so that is 6, I believe. Is frequently forgetful on daily activities. Planners and note-taking will literally be your best friend if you have inattentive ADHD. Avoids, dislikes, or doesn't want to do tasks that require focus, attention, such as homework. I hated doing homework. All right, so now so I have 8 from that list. Hyperactive impulsive type. Let's see if I'm a mix. I think I'm a mix. Okay, the child or this fucking adult often fidgets and squirms in her seat. I'm not fidgeting or squirming, but I'm constantly moving my feet, something I'll have a pen, and I'm gonna be that little girl who's just flicking on her damn desk. So that's me. So I guess 1. Frequently gets up when he or she expected to remain seated. No. Often has difficulty working or playing quietly. Me. Either I'm singing or doing something. Is continuously restless or runs excessively when it's not appropriate. Baby, I'm not that physical. I can't be running. She got asthma. Is often on the go or acts as driven by motor. Okay, me. Often talks excessively. That's 4. I'm trying to turn the page like this. I have 4. Frequently has difficulty waiting for his or her turn. 5. Often interrupts or intrudes others. 6. Frequently blurts out answers before questions are completed. I think I just talked about that earlier. 7. Damn, I have 8 on one and 7 on the other. Okay. So all subtypes of ADHD may cause a person to struggle with planning, organization, or problem-solving skills. Someone with the disorder may develop skills more unevenly than other kids of the same age. For instance, an ADHD child may be a whiz at math but lagging behind in reading. Also, about half of all kids with the disorder have a hard time with activities that require good motor skills or coordination, such as coloring, cutting with scissors, riding a bike, or playing sports. I'm pretty good at riding a bike, to be honest. My cousin is not. I never played sports. I'm aggressive when it comes to sports like soccer. I liked volleyball, wanted to do cheerleading, but at the same time, I just didn't stick with any of these. Oh, and I like swimming. But not to like, I just like doing it here and there, but not like a freaking like actual like sport go every day. No. Coloring, I would always envy all the girls who color so pretty, and I was just kind of, and I read somewhere that it says like, people with this like also like have really shitty handwriting. That's me. I struggled so hard to have like cute handwriting. So some kids may only have mild symptoms, while others may experience much more severe problems. But as a child grows and changes, the symptoms of ADHD may change too. So sometimes some symptoms can worsen while others get better. Frequently, kids with the hyperactive impulsive type or combined type find that as they've reached their teen years, their symptoms of excessive activity decrease and are replaced with internal restlessness. Wow. Okay. Researchers used to think that all kids outgrew ADHD by the time they became adults, but now, no, this is not true. Not true at all. By internal restlessness, does this mean like you're constantly always thinking and like on your head? Like I'm always thinking about a lot of things, and I just don't know how to like. Oh my God, is this why I have trouble sleeping? ADHD carry symptoms of their disorders with them into adulthood. I'm one of them. Someone with ADHD is often told by others to get organized, quit daydreaming, stop being a troublemaker, or have some self-control. I've been told this, I believe, like a few times. They may be viewed as deliberately behaving badly or intentionally not listening. Yet with those with ADHD, do not misbehave on purpose. In fact, they can even tell you what type of behavior is appropriate in certain situations, but actually carrying out the proper behavior is the challenge. Those with ADHD do not plan to get so excited at a birthday party that they knock over the punch bowl. They do not intend to jump into other people's conversations uninvited. Wow, me. They do not mean to hit a friend who doesn't agree with them. Ooh, I'm not aggressive. That's hyperactiveness. Okay. Still, these things happen. Why? You're just gonna have to read the next chapter because I'm not reading that for you. Wow, so if you have a child that you think might have ADHD, I suggest getting this book. It's a really small book. Like you can read it if you like, but I don't really want to read it. So, I can't really tell you where this is originally where you can find it, but I actually got this book in like a local bookstore. That's why it looks all beat up, because it was beat up when I bought it. I mean, you could try to like Amazon this, eBay, I don't know. You could try to find this book if you're interested in reading it. It's by Trudy Strain Truitt. Right here. Can you see it? Yeah. So that is the ADHD book. I guess the place that like it says life balance here, social science and health. Oh my goodness, that was such a cheap book. It was $6.95. And they also have other books about depression, dreams and sleep, dyslexia, eating disorders, family therapy, intelligence, meditation, phobias, prejudice, reaching your goals, school conflict, therapy, and yoga. So this is a cool book. Very cool series. So this was just the ADHD one. I was very interested in it because, like I said, I self-diagnosed myself. And I think it said right there, like, you know, there's different treatments and stuff, but I just didn't really, like, feel like getting treated. I've been fine my whole life, so. I never really got treated for this shit in school. Like, they would always call me out on this, but I guess because, like, back in the day, I mean, it wasn't, like, all that. And I'm also, like, you know, a minority too, so like I didn't go to like those like preppy schools. I went to like other schools with like other crazy ass kids, so I'm pretty sure we all had ADHD at some point. So if you're interested in this book, yeah, go ahead and look for it. I'm glad if you never really thought about it, if I could help you in any type of way, I'm glad I can. So catch me on the flippity flip. I'll be back with some more videos, and thank you so much for watching. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. All right, bye.